Hello and welcome to the Astral Guide. I'm Shireen, and in this video I'm going to talk about some more things I've seen in the astral about the Virgin Mary. So she keeps on showing up in my astral, and it's like I keep getting pieces of information from whatever it is that it's like a pieces of information from a bigger picture of what it is that she's trying to say, and different things that she's communicating with me, or the energy of her is communicating with me. And it's constantly coming to me in bits and pieces, and they're quite big chunks of information, and they're coming to me at different times in my life. So I think I've seen her now another 4 times. So this would be a part 2 of the first video I did. I have on my channel, and I'd say it was about 6 months ago. I just want to share this, that I seen her, and it was in a setting in a church, and I was standing there with somebody beside me. I'm going to explain all of this, okay? So I was standing there with somebody beside me, and ahead of me was an entrance into like uh, a very small chapel with a confession box of some kind. And there was a priest there, and he had a purple collar, and he was possessed. Yeah, possessed. And I was supposed to do an exorcism on this priest, and this was the most heavyweight type of possession, and I had no idea how I was going to do this in the dream. And something was said to me in my ear. I'm not going to say it here what was said to me. I'm going to conceal that information for maybe another time, maybe not. It's just too, I just don't want to share it yet. So anyway, any kind of doubt that I had about exercising this priest shortly was short-lived. I decided, okay, I'm clearly able to do this. And as per usual, when you see or feel a person in your dream that's beside you, have you ever noticed there's a time in your dreams that you just can't see their face no matter what you do? You can hear them, you can sense them, but you can't see their faces. And to me, that is either somebody that's working with you from another dimension, whether it's somebody who's passed over, or something like a guide, or some kind of very strong energy, which I get all the time. I'm sure plenty of people get this, and they don't show you their face. So to me, that would represent somebody or something, some energy form that's very strong, that's by your side, that's trying to help you overcome some extremely difficult challenge. And in this case, it was fighting something evil, like, something dark, something that was presenting itself one way, which was really another way. And the only way to fight it was with um, the same belief it had, but it was twisted. It was twisting the belief it had for its own benefit, and then it got possessed by its own fears and its own vulnerabilities to the wrong path in life. So this is quite a big it was a very big dream for me. It was a very big message for me personally. And it's something that I'm seeing kind of continuing in chapters in the astral with the Virgin Mary and Jesus as well. He was there too again. And I've said in my other videos, I've seen him. I've been given information about both of these figures and other figures. And sometimes when we see these things, Yes, they're definitely personal experiences. They're definitely speaking to us on a personal level. Other times they're collective, and sometimes even they're about somebody else in our life. And I very, very much believe that this is a collective dream as much as it is a personal dream, because, not long after that dream, I did have to stand up to some darkness, some dark forces, per se. Like, when I say dark forces, I mean people with ill intent, people who are, that saying, all that glitters isn't gold, yeah? Wolf in sheep's clothing kind of people. People who have misused their place in the world, their power or their position in the world. And it's seen, especially, it's all seen, regardless of whether it's spiritual or not. It's all seen. But I was initiated in some level to fight this in my own life, and to bring attention to it in other people around me's life as well. And a lot of things started to come to surface. A lot of things started to become clear. I started to help people in my life see things differently. Um, Even people that, perhaps don't really like me or whatever. It doesn't matter. That's another thing I'm going to talk about, is people's projections again, because it's needed. It's really needed to hammer it in this day and age. So that was very powerful. And what was told to me in my ear, well, I'll never forget what was said to me. Um, so again, then a few months later, I saw the Virgin Mary again, and this time it was very different, and it was all to do with the darkness. In fact, I kept on seeing her statue. I was being led down a road, a path, and I kept seeing her statue, which led to a place of people who wanted dream readings. Now, I get this a lot in my dreams. I'm doing intense dream work with people, and I'm a firm believer that we meet people in the astral all the time, whether we know them or we think we know them or not, and we help each other. People we know, people we don't know, or we think we don't know, because we're all connected anyway. But um, I was doing some very deep work on a group of people, and the Virgin Mary showed up again, and she started to teach me uh, how to basically spin in the air. And it was over very, very difficult ground. Like, there was very little you could see where you were going. It was all to do with trust and faith, obviously, considering she was there. And trust and faith, and not being afraid that you're going to mess up, or, you know, so she was training me to do something. And I knew in the dream, I can't believe I'm actually spinning around in circles in the air, manipulating the energy, to be able to do this. And all of these people were watching. So, what does this suggest as a meaning of a dream? Well, it would be something that would, it would be something that would take an enormous amount of faith and trust in oneself. And again, she would be like the divine feminine, but she's badass. I mean, everything I've seen about her in the astral, I've never heard anywhere, ever. Like, I've never read the Bible, as I've said. I've never read any books on philosophy or anything. I've read little bits and pieces, but never deep dived into any religious stuff or any. I've always just learnt as I went. And I suppose the people then watching around me were people that I was helping, or it's like a new cycle of people in my life that's being manifested from, I say, the future, but another timeline. And those synchronicities always manifest here in the waking world after the dream very strongly. And I kept seeing on my phone different things about uh, popes speaking about real exorcisms and all sorts of stuff coming up on my phone, on the, people talking about it, films coming out, etc. And I just laugh. It's so second nature to me now at this point. But it's powerful stuff. It's powerful experience, and especially paying attention to the synchronicities afterwards. So, of course, with every level up that you have, you're going to have obstacles and challenges and tests, and it's always within yourself. It's always the test within yourself when things are going so-called wrong or not your way, or it's going in a better way, or a more higher conscious kind of way that we can't always comprehend. And that's the blessing of time and the curse of time that we have to wait. It requires a lot of patience to put this stuff together. Um, so like I said, she is just such a badass figure that I've seen. I was like, nothing I've ever heard in any books, or sorry, from any people, or people who have talked about the books they've read about the Bible or whatever. I've never heard this side of her. Um, and it's very interesting to me. Keeps me very interested in what I'm going to see next. And I'm watchful of the collective. I'm watchful of the energies. Um, I try and keep my finger on the pulse with the astrology as well. And I watch the energies, because these things are just never wrong, ever. Just like synchronicities are never wrong. And Jesus, man, do I get slapped in the face with synchronicities constantly. Um, so that was another one that followed. And I did see her again. I was given some information about her. Um, I was given like a piece of paper with some words on it. And needless to say, there's like, I'm not a religious person, and I'm probably coming across like that, but I can't help what I see in the astral. I can't help what energies I connect with. But they're very good energies, and they mean business. They definitely mean business, and I'm very honored that I do see these things. And I don't attach to anything I see. I keep telling people that, like, when people say they've seen this or they've seen that in the astral, or they were told, I always tell people, don't ever attach too much to anything, or you'll stop your growth. Um, like, if I were to attach to what I've been told in the astral, I would stunt my growth. And the only way to keep growing is to stay humble and curious, and apply what you're learning, and keep growing and evolving. And my experience in the astral is just hitting another level, constantly just evolve, and I'm really grateful, because that's a mirror image of me, of where I am, of where I'm at. Far from like, I have a lot to do. I have a lot of catching up to do in a lot of different areas of my life. But in this particular area of my life, I'm very grateful that I have the knowledge, the insight, the patience to understand what I can understand, and look forward to the next part of it and watch it happen here in the waking world. So that, like I said, that last dream I had was just a week ago or so, and she just keeps coming back. She just keeps giving me more information here and more information there, and there's something very strong going on in the energy with this, and it has to be collective, because this kind of, it's like it was taken from a scribe, a book of some kinds, like some ancient book, and it just said something about her. Now, back to the army thing, right? So when we hear about the likes of Archangel Michael and stuff, which I've dreamt of, it's on my channel. he's like the slayer, you know, he's like the badass. He kills Satan. He's the strong one with the sword. He's, you know, he's the warrior. You know, she's no different. That's what I'm getting. She's no different. She's actually, it's like something has been put in place. An assignment for them is what I saw, basically. Now this is crazy. I know it might sound crazy and intense, but to me it's really a good sign, because whatever kind of truths are coming out, and I know other people are getting pieces of the puzzle or whatever. It's very, very interesting to see where it's going to lead. That's what always interests me, is what's going to come out of it, you know. Side note, if anybody watching this video has seen anything or has any ideas they want me to talk about, or themes or anything like that, feel free. If I can shed light on something, I'd be glad to. I'd be honored to. I noticed a lot more people, again, I mean, it's ramping up, are paying attention to their dreams. They're actually being forced, a lot of people, into paying attention, and that can come through, you know, experiences that are not always very pleasant, like, but temporary, like sleep paralysis, or, you know, nightmares. Something, the subconscious is just hammering in messages to the whole collective. So for someone like myself who has like 30 years experience with this stuff, I'm going to get big messages because I've trained myself to learn properly. And it, you know, it takes dedication to learn properly and not stand in your own way, which requires doing a lot of inner work, 1000% honest with yourself and other people, and that clears a lot of space, like a phone that's, you know, full, and you clear the space and more downloads come in. And that's what it's been like for me, and it's magical, the things that happen. It's crazy, it's amazing, like the synchronicities, dude, it's just mental, you know, the synchronicities. I love it. But yeah, so that would be 3 more dreams, astral experiences. I prefer to call them experiences now at this stage, that I've had within the last 6 months. And like I said, there's some things I will share, there's some things I won't, there's some things I just won't. I'll keep concealed. For now, I will be back soon with another video. And in the meantime, if anybody has any experiences they want to share, please use the comment section. Don't be shy. And if you're looking for a personal reading, you can contact me. My links are in the description box below. I'm on Instagram as well if you want to follow me there. Whoever is watching this video is doing very well and dreaming well and taking note of your dreams and your experiences and paying attention, because they really are so important. They can help with absolutely every area in your life and your evolution and your consciousness. And I don't know what's more important than that right now, or any time really. So anyway, I'll see you soon. I'll have more videos up soon, and I'll be on Instagram soon as well. And thank you very much for your support. Thanks. Bye.